Let's get into the lineups for tonight's game, and in the Plymouth Raiders side, the obvious change comes at the guard position with Jeremy Bell out and Rod Brown in. Of course, Rod Brown 6 seasons in the BBL. They've also added Schreiber to the lineup. Mike Ojo's been out with a fractured eye socket. He is back in the squad today, and that's a big addition for them, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like bringing in a whole new player with Mike Ojo. This is a guy who has been leading us in scoring, all season, with a scorer like Jeremy Bell in the lineup, which shows, what a fantastic season he's had scoring the ball.
And if we move over to the other side, Durham Wildcats, they had that tough time early in the season, but they've picked up around the turn of the year. Ralph Bucci, Player of the Month in December, and they claimed a vital win over the Phoenix earlier this month. If they are going to challenge for playoff places, they need to improve on their travels. They've not won on the road since the opening game of the season. Very patient team. They move the ball a lot. That will be tested. Injury and illness has meant they're a little short-handed here today, but they will look to move the ball around. Yeah,
absolutely. And a guy that I can't praise highly enough is Ralph Bucci. A lot of the maybe say the older generations of Raiders fans will know kind of the battles that we used to have back here in Division 1 when he was playing for Teesside.
Here we go then. The jump ball will go up, and it's stolen away by Colin O'Reilly. Jumped right in front there and turned what looked like a Wildcats win of the jump ball into 2 points for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's a horrible start for a coach from that kind of play. A little fortunate for the Raiders, but a good start nevertheless.
Here's Bucci dumping it inside. It's back out now to Page. Kaiser with the jump shot rattles in. Good stop.
Big man showing a nice little
score. He's deceptive because he is a big fellow. He's got some post moves, but he can knock down the jump shot. Here's Rod Brown in the action. Good pass, and that is what we expect from Rod Brown. Good court vision, find the big man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that all evening tonight, the Plymouth Bigs going to work.
Baldarelli attacking the basket. Kaiser making a nuisance of himself, pulling in the offensive rebound. And again, straight to the basket goes Baldarelli. Tip from Kaiser doesn't go. Should have got a couple of points out of that.
Yeah, Raiders slow to rotate across there, getting lucky. Good inside pass.
Yeah, Barnett inside, and O'Reilly find him. Wildcats have got to pick up their men as they come back on defense.
Yeah, I mean, one of the strong things that Raiders can do is probably 1 through 4, they've got guys that can put the ball on the floor.
There's Page cutting to the hole. Didn't quite have enough. They've managed to get to the basket early on Wildcats, just not finished it off. And they've certainly not got back in transition defense.
No, again, Rod Brown pushing the ball. Again, Raiders have got guys that are going to be able to run all night long.
Well, we saw this game earlier in the season up in Newton Aycliffe, and the Raiders just ran right past the Wildcats on that occasion, and it's continued on here. Off the glass, I'm not sure the bank was called on that occasion by Granani, but it all counts. Here's Brown, little stop and go from Rod Brown. Tried to be tipped in by Schneck. He's hard to the ground. He's all right, though. He's back up. Bucci running the other way. Granani with the pull-up three. That's a little bit long. I've seen the Wildcats a few times this season. This is probably as quick as I've seen them look to play at the offensive end. Attacking the basket. They've normally been quite patient when I've seen them moving the ball around, but clearly they've kicked up the tempo. Look at that move from Bucci. It was a travel, though. It was a nice original spin, but as he came through, just shuffled his feet.
Yeah. I mean, I think, to be honest, the frenetic pace of the game started off so far, I think, with a 7-man rotation. Not sure how long Durham will be able to keep up with that, but it's definitely will suit Plymouth with their 9-deep bench.
Here's Brown round the high screen, throws it inside to Schneck, backing down, Matt Schneck. Oh, just a little unlucky as that one bobbles out. Bucci wants the high screen, goes round it. Now Kaiser down in the low post, trying to return the favor. Good strong move for no points, though. Lasker just had the ball bobble away from him for a second, but recovered. Schneck. Good read by Bucci to steal that ball away. He's off and running, sees the man ahead, and an easy lay-in for Granani out on the break.
Good hands by Ralph Bucci there. I think he's second in the league in that particular category in steals.
There's
and
another
again,
steal.
showing another one.
I think that time the hands were in from Baldarelli, but it's he at the other end who hits a three, and they started a little bit slowly, the Wildcats, but suddenly on the back of that shot, they're in the lead, 9-8.
Yeah, they're being very patient. They're finding the open man, you know, on the break and getting into the post when they want to as well.
Offensive foul called on Barnett with the little moving screen, just shuffled across a little bit, chased it a bit, and there's always the cardinal sin of the guy setting the screen going after the defender.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty obvious one there from Jabari, so I don't think he can have too many complaints.
Page. Back to Page, backside. Just had his toe on the line there. That one would have only been worth 2, but it didn't go in. Brown certainly lost none of his pace as he gets to the veteran end of his career. He certainly looks to push out on the break.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be tough to stop. On the break, he can go up and obviously get fouled as well.
He's definitely showed his speed there out on the break, Rod Brown.
In last week's game against Manchester, he struggled a little bit from in the field. I think he shot 4 of 16. Obviously had the 14 assists, but he played 47 minutes in the game, and his legs I think were a little bit gone. But obviously he's had another week or so in practice, and I'm sure he'll get over that.
34 years of age now, Rod Brown. First came to the BBL from Western Michigan University back in 1999. There was a slew of players around that time came from that MAC conference. Nate Reinking played against him at Kent State. They had, there was quite a few guys. Leicester had a few. All around the same time. Brown back in the BBL, played for the Leopards, the Towers, the Lions. Fired up for 3 is short, and easy rebound for Barnett. O'Reilly sets his feet, dives underneath the attempted block. I don't think he actually wanted to shoot that, but the defenders moved away from him. He had no other option. Yeah,
I think Colin will be a little bit annoyed he didn't take that first shot, and when he did, I think it kind of opened up for him a little bit more than he expected.
Midway through the opening period, 1 point between the two teams, and not anymore. It's 2 points between the two teams as that 3 is knocked down by Brad Granani. Lasker up in the air, gets it to Schneck. O'Reilly again drives to the basket.
Much stronger move this time from Colin.
He went that time with the purpose of shooting, and that time he finished it off. Tied at 12. Kaiser, long way from home, gets it on to Granani from way behind the arc for 3, showing his touch from deep.
I think that's where Durham can definitely hurt the Raiders. I think Plymouth are going to be expecting them to, run an offense that lasts, 21, 22, 23 seconds. That time, first shot was kind of open, but he made a tough shot nevertheless.
You can see in that timeout that Coach Love, very animated, trying to get his team fired up into this game. They trail by a point, mainly off the back of some excellent shooting from Brad Granani with his 10 points in the game. He's 2 3-pointers. He's only missed 1 shot in the contest so far, and he's really been the driving force.
Yeah, I mean, by the looks of it from that timeout, Coach Love not happy at all the way Raiders started this game. Just seeing, in the timeout there, it looks like that he's going to give this unit another minute before making some wholesale changes.
Keister looking for some options, finds Bucci. Bucci driving into the free throw line, bounces it down to Baldarelli, backing down Barnett, taking it strong, and you would think that Barnett's got some height on him there, but he didn't back down. Rod Brown attacks. Here's Barnett at the other end, loses the handle. Another turnover by the Raiders. And out on the break come the Wildcats. Johnson on the trail, collision. I think he might have been inside the charge zone, which is why it wasn't called, the little semicircle, but Rod Brown converts at the other end.
Yeah, Drew Lasker sacrificing his body there. Obviously, that was a no call. Put the shooter off a little bit. Raiders able to capitalize on the break.
Probably just had his feet inside that no charge off, which is why, other than that, it did look like it could have been an offensive foul. Bucci to Johnson. Get out to Granani, still let that one go, but he had to shoot there with the shot clock expiring. Lasker kicks out to Barnett. And Rod Brown says, let's get into a set play.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that Rod Brown's going to bring to the table. He understands that Raiders haven't had the best few offenses, so he says, let's bring it out, let's get the best possible shot we can, and there it is.
There it is, worth 3 points from Lasker, and as you say, that's what Rod Brown brings to the team. The smarts to bring it out, call a play, and then the passing to, and here's a steal from Lasker, and there's a quick foul. But it's amazing how, a nice shot at one end and suddenly Lasker's in the basket lane with the steal at the other end.
Yeah. And in his plays like Drew Lasker, even though, the charge wasn't called, it's plays like that if they're seeing, one of your starters taking charge or sacrificing their body, everybody else is going to want to do it. Everyone else is going to want to play as tough defense as possible.
Well, Mike Ojo back into the game. He's been out for a while with that fractured eye socket. Good block from Bucci, isn't there? A foul is called. Bucci's none too pleased with it. It is on him, but great to see Mike Ojo back out there. As you said earlier, he's their leading scorer so far this season, and it's one of those sort of injuries that I'm sure he'll be a little bit tentative when he comes back in. Don't think he'll be putting his body in the way just as Lasker did right now.
No, I mean, Mike Ojo's had a fantastic year. I mean, I've mentioned before on other games, on other commentary, that I can't remember a guy having such a good second year and improving over that summer from his rookie year last year. And he's turned into the go-to guy for us. And Raiders done very, very well to win as many games without him as they have over the Christmas and New Year period.
There's Granani, almost had his pocket picked by Lasker. Cuts it, Keister to go up high, sends it back to Bucci. Bucci with a nice bounce.
Patience.
Again, just kept looking for the extra man, Johnson on the end of it.
Ralph Bucci, third in total assists, and other than steals, he can also get his teammates involved as well.
Schneck to the hole. He's had a couple of them that have just rimmed out here in the early stages.
Yeah, there's a few gimmies I think Matt would have liked to have knocked down. But one thing about Matthew Schneck is if he struggles around the basket for the first part of the game, pretty much every time, for the rest of the game, he really picks it up.
Bucci with a nice shot, but look at Brown again racing down court. That's deflected away and will be a Raiders ball. Thought for a second the referee was pointing the other way, but I think he just lost his footing and stumbled over, and that was what it was. He did correct himself once he'd regained his feet. Good hands again from Johnson to knock it loose, and that's been a bit of a problem for the Raiders. Oh, pull-up three from Page, all string, way behind the arc. Page just came down and said, defense ain't coming out to me, I'm going to shoot it.
That was a huge step behind the arc, and again, not what you would expect from the Durham Wildcats, but as you said earlier, they scored 100 points for the first time. Showing Keith Page, they're showing exactly how they did that.
They're on pace for that sort of number again here. 23-24, and two offenses left here in this first quarter.
Good to see Mike Ojo his first shot there. That'll do the confidence the world of good, after such a long layout.
Page is fouled on the floor by Rod Brown. And it will be a Wildcats ball from the side. .8 seconds left. In the old rules, they would have been able to run this down, but the shot clock only resets to 14, so the Raiders should get one back. Bucci. Nice bounce pass. Good ball movement again. Oh, pin!
Patience.
But Johnson finished it off. What a block from Schneck, but Johnson stayed with it. Raiders with the chance to tick down the last couple of seconds here.
Not going to get it off.
Thrown down O'Reilly. Don't think he got that off in time. No, said the referee. Wave it off, and that'll do it for the first quarter. But how about them Durham Wildcats? Really came out. Well, the first minute or two, it was all Raiders. They couldn't get back on defense, but then suddenly they were attacking the basket, making jump shots, playing really well.
Well, for a team that supposedly slows the ball down and, you know, uses 22, 23 seconds on the shot clock, they've scored 26 points in a quarter. Coach Love definitely not going to be happy about that. Dave Elderkin definitely going to be the happier of the two coaches.
Certainly have. Great first quarter here at the Pavilions. We'll be back with second quarter action after this break.